You ready?
Maybe.
Will you just tell me when?
When?
What do you dedicate most of your time to?
Reading. About animals, like inside of a dog. Animals. It depends if it's my animals or if I have a foster or if it's rescue animals in the rescue place. But half-half between animals and filming.
Which dog was the hardest to let go?
Petra, I think. I didn't really let her go because she was at the shelter. It's the hardest to think about now.
Which was the first animal you ever rescued?
Apollo, my dog, my second dog. He was abandoned right here in front of street across my apartment. My life has never been the same since that day. In a good way. Sometimes.
Which was the first animal you really loved?
My duckling Blitzplatz. I had him when I was 10 years old.
Can you foresee a point in time when there are no strays in Greece? And if so, how would that come about?
I don't think so. But if it happens one day, I think it would be achieved through sterilizations of every single pet, dog, backyard dog, hunting dog, sheep dog, without really asking any questions, just taking in dogs from owners and returning them the next day sterilized. Because strays actually come from all those owned dogs.
Are you a dog person or a cat person?
I don't believe in that. I believe that there are dogs and then there are all the other animals that we have as pets. So the cat is more an animal. It hasn't really changed that much since the very first cats that were domesticated. The dogs have changed and they have evolved with us, so you can't really compare them. So I don't believe in the cat person, dog person dilemma at all.
If you had the space, what animal other than dogs and cats would you consider adopting?
Donkeys. I would have 2 donkeys because you're supposed to have 2 because they need company. And 2 pigs. And a duck. 2 ducks.
Of all the animals you've come across, is there one animal that made you who you are today?
I would have to say Apollo again, my first rescue and my second dog. He taught us almost everything I know. He was abused, he was fearful, he was aggressive-ish, he had his issues, he was a big dog, he wagged his tail, but in the beginning he didn't. He was sick and then he got better. He had issues with other dogs and then he didn't, but then sometimes he does. And then he accepts the fosters, but then he doesn't. And then you kind of know him and you know what to expect, but you're not sure. So you keep learning him as you live with him longer and longer. So I think he's taught me almost everything. It's all the issues are in one dog.
What are the downsides to having 5 animals in an apartment?
The hair? The hair, and when it comes to dogs, you might be sick, you might have a fever, you might have your back problems or things to do or a very hectic day, but you have to give them their 2 walks per day, no matter what, no matter the weather, no matter how you're feeling, because there's no, door to open and let them in the garden for half an hour. So.
What are the downsides to being involved in rescue?
It depends on where you're from. In Greece, that you find them on the streets, there's always this inner struggle of, because you cannot rescue every single animal that you see, the dogs and cats. So there's always this struggle within, can I, should I, how many can I help? And you just see them and you know that they will have a chance with you, but sometimes it's just impossible to save more than one. But if you have already rescued 1 or 2 or 100, you just look at them and think, why the previous ones and not this one? So there's the constant dilemmas is the biggest problem.
Does being involved with animals have an impact on one's personal life?
Yes.
Have you ever been bitten by a dog?
Yes, I have. I have been bitten by Apollo. It was not his fault. Really. It was during the first weeks I had him at home, so he was sleeping soundly in his bed and he looked so cute and I just wanted to give him a kiss, so I leaned over, woke him up, and his first reaction was to bite me in the forehead, which he immediately regretted. It wasn't a really bad bite. Of course, I've been bitten during one of my shifts at the very first shelter I used to volunteer at, because two dogs got into a very nasty fight, which was also my fault, because it's always something that you do wrong. So they got into this very bad fight, and I did one thing that we advise people not to do. I just put my hands, between them, trying to separate them. So I got bitten very badly, very, very badly. It wasn't the dog's fault. Never is.
Of all your videos, is there one that you consider defines you?
Yes, and it's the one and only video that it's about people, not animals. And that's why it's called People. It's about the relationships you form and the people you meet, the people you help through the animals also. So.
What prevents most dogs from being rehomed easier than others?
Looks and luck. And then many different factors like age. But if I had to say one, the first thing would be the looks.
Do you have a favorite dog breed?
No, I do not believe in dog breeds. I think nature knows better. So dogs that are a product of natural selection are smarter, healthier, and they're the ultimate dogs. So I don't have a favorite dog breed.
What's the one thing you fear the most?
The dentist when it comes to animals. Hoarding. I have this fear that I might end up being a hoarder, which I won't. But it's very easy that it happens.
Does rescuing animals really make a difference?
No. Yes. But no, of course it makes a difference. It makes a difference to that one animal. But it doesn't really solve the problem in general. It makes those animals that you rescue and you present their stories, makes them like ambassadors for all the rest. But generally, when we're talking about numbers, probably not, because even though it's in fashion, animal rescue, the number of stray and naughty dogs is growing bigger and bigger. So obviously we're doing something wrong.
If someone wishes to become involved in animal rescue, how would you advise them to go about it?
It depends on what they want to do. I would advise them to firstly try to become aware of what exactly is more important for them and where do they want to help, because you can help when it comes to numbers, so you can focus on sterilizations, education, which will help in the future, or you can focus on rescuing individually, fostering, and then forming and helping and shaping all those rescued, abandoned, neglected dogs into, very adoptable pets, which also helps. So I don't know. It's always a battle between individuality and numbers, and it depends, I guess, what suits everyone. Everyone suits what suits someone. So this is always my struggle, for example.
If you had one piece of advice for all your viewers, what would that advice be?
Read the description. That's it. There are some things that can be said in videos, but they're always in the description. And then you get some comments that, I don't know. That's it? Mommy didn't mean what she said about cats.